I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Revolting Truth. The Spanish philosopher George Santayana once said, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." And he must have been right, because he was all like Spanish and philosophical and stuff. So today on The Revolting Truth, we'd like to help those of you who work in the mainstream news media to remember and to learn from the past. Let's begin. Whether you still like President Obama personally, or you've begun to notice he's kind of a mean-spirited jerk with a narcissistic tendency to lie his way out of uncomfortable situations and to slough off blame for mistakes on his associates, while enclosing himself in a rigid and unworkable anti-American ideology that has made the lives of ordinary people worse around the globe, even as he insensitively plays golf in taxpayer-funded luxury like a mean-spirited jerk. Or did I already say that? Anyway, no matter how you feel about Obama personally, it can no longer be denied that he's simply not very good at being president. His signature domestic policy, Obamacare, is an unwieldy and expensive mess kept afloat with unaffordable subsidies and illegal rewrites. What should have been a booming economic recovery is instead a shambolic monstrosity of part-time labor and expanding welfare rolls. Violent Islamism and Russian imperialism are both resurgent, and now we're all going to catch Ebola and die. So let's face it, president-wise, the guy's a crapfest. A new poll shows that 52% of Americans believe Obama's presidency is a failure. Of the remaining 48%, 17% think he's an evil hologram created by the Jews, 12% think Taylor Swift should get back with John Mayer because this time he really means it, and 19% no habla inglés and couldn't understand the question. And yet, when we look back into the past, at the mainstream media's coverage of Obama, it now seems a bizarre combination of girlish adulation and neurotic denial. When there were hints of Obama's deep connections with lowlifes like shady businessman Tony Rezko and radicals like terrorist Bill Ayers, mainstream news people said, "Oh, that's the sort of thing only Fox News cares about." When his administration covered up fatal malfeasance in Benghazi, despicable corruption at the IRS, and unconstitutional manipulations at the Justice Department, the MSM said, "Oh, that's the sort of thing only Fox News cares about." When conservatives pointed out that the major news outlets had virtually stopped doing honest journalism altogether, the outlets responded, "Oh, honest journalism is the sort of thing only Fox News cares about." Instead, the mainstream media kowtowed to Obama with weak-sauce questions like, "What enchants you most about the presidency?" and "Are your political opponents uninformed, out of touch, or irresponsible?" They depicted Obama on magazine covers as George Washington, Lincoln, and FDR. They launched massive attacks on anyone who challenged him, whether it was a fair target like Sarah Palin or an ordinary plumber named Joe. In the words of Barbara Walters, they thought he was, quote, "going to be the next Messiah." So, mainstream media, how did you get it so wrong? What can you learn from the past? You're stupid and corrupt. That's pretty much it. Glad I could help. I'm Andrew Klavan with The Revolting Truth. To keep these videos coming, please consider making a small donation by clicking here. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit us at truthrevolt.org.